Good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you're watching. This is Insider Gaming Weekly, a video game podcast. It is Thursday, October 16th, 2025. We are on episode 35, fast approaching that 1 year mark on the show. I am, of course, one of Insider Gaming senior editors, Mike Straw, joined with me, as always, by my co-senior editor, Grant Taylor Hill, our senior producer, A to the P, Albert Perkins, and the Gong Lord himself, Tom Henderson. I just need any reason every week to play that sound because it makes me happy. And the sound itself brings me back to my youth. Because that's the sound that would happen before my dad would walk in the room and beat me with a belt.
Damn.
I kid. But man, imagine being that menacing where you just have your own like sound as you're walking in. Gong plays. It's like, oh shit.
Dude, that's the sound of like, you're freaking cooked.
Yeah, as soon as you mess up, all you hear is doom.
Yeah, just any reason. I spilled my milk. Gong. I got an F on my test.
Gong.
I somehow didn't make it all the way across an Oregon Trail. I mean, that's more accurate. You're dying of dysentery. Anyway, already off the rails. How you doing, guys?
I love the intro, man. Nah, dude, doing good. It's another Thursday, another exciting edition of Insider Gaming Weekly. So I'm doing good. How about you guys? What's new? What's exciting?
Yeah, I'm doing good as well. Been busy this week. Very busy. We'll get onto that shortly. But yeah, I'm just admiring Grant's new background. It's looking very very swag.
It's looking very white and bright.
It's nice.
It is.
Kettle on.
I can't figure that out. But do you know what's really annoying? The space that I'm in now. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Am I echoing?
Yeah,
there's a little bit of a reverb on the walls. Yeah,
just a little bit. Yeah,
that's the problem. So it's like 4 times the size of the space I had before. So I'm echoing. So I can hear myself echoing back, and it sounds fucking horrible.
You gotta have furniture to like fill in the echoes.
There's some acoustic pads. Some acoustic.
Yeah, that works too. Something. Yeah.
Would they work if I put them here? If I put them here, would that work?
Yeah. If you throw some egg, I've used it in the past when I was at my old apartment. I just kept egg cartons for like a month, and would use egg cartons.
Because I might have.
It did enough.
Like yeah, I'm gonna have to get something like that because
the foam isn't too expensive either.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap off Amazon. You can get a pack of like 12 pads for like 30 quid. I think they were when I bought them.
I don't have to put them anywhere. I can put them like around because I've got a big
wall. Right because you're facing the wall, right? So like when you're speaking, that's the first surface it's bouncing off.
Why am I so white, man? I'm so washed.
Is it the glow from your monitor? Maybe I don't know.
I just figured that's because you UK people, you don't get really much sun. Can't again pot meat kettle. You're not getting enough sun here. There.
It is turning very very classic British weather recently. I think we had a pretty good summer, but it is going back to rain and all that nonsense. So yeah.
It's starting to get cold. We had our first frost, so we woke up and there was ice on the car this morning. Yeah. So it's supposed over the weekend we're going to be back in the 70s. So who the hell knows? I don't know anymore. I pretty much gave up on trying to guess what the weather is going to be. I'm just going to go outside. All I ask is on Halloween night, it's not raining. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because I don't want to have to
always rain on Halloween, man.
I just don't. Last year, the night before Halloween, it was 80 degrees here. And then Halloween, it was our warmest ever at like 74. It was incredible.
Wow. Nice.
Americans go like over the top for Halloween. We used to, but I think recently, like in recent years, it's just like this very half-assed event where kids will just buy a, £1-2 mask from the local shop and that's it.
Oh no, it depends on where you're at. But in my neighborhood, there's a neighborhood maybe like 2 miles down the road that they go bananas, and then like our neighborhood it's nice. That's suburban living.
Yeah, my mom, I think she gets like hundreds of trick-or-treaters every single year. Like just go all out, They get kids that are from like different areas of the city that just like flock to the neighborhood. It's wild. I don't know if they're like giving out like full size candy bars or what, but
yeah, is it targeted as the house that gives away the best candy and all that kind of stuff? Yeah, we get probably, no joke, probably 2 or 3 kids a year, and that's it.
Wow.
But I'm one of them who turn all the lights off and
okay.
Oh no, we've had my mother the last few years with the kids. Like, she'll come over and she'll sit on the stoop and hand it out while we're not there. Other than that, like, I get into it. I got to go figure out what I'm going to be. I think so. My wife wants to embarrass our oldest son because of the dumb 6'7". She wants a t-shirt with the number 7 on it, and she wants to walk around with tissues and stuff to be a sick 7.
wow.
And I kind of
is she trying to kill the trend? Like,
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so. Last night's new episode of South Park covered it.
Did it really? Oh,
I can't escape it.
Oh,
my kids get off the bus, 6'7", and then my 4-year-old, not knowing a thing, just copies his brother. 6'7",
of course.
6'7".
Yeah, just drops it to the next generation.
I'm waiting for the baby's first words to be 6'7". That's what I'm waiting for. Welcome to Insider 6'7" Weekly.
There you go.
Something. We do have a lot to talk about today. We have Battlefield is back. We somehow managed to pull Tom away from playing it in order to get him on the show. There's some more pushback on EA's sale to Saudi Arabia's public investment fund and equity partners, private equity firms. Ubisoft has had a shakeup in a way. And Halo's voice actor is teasing some big news, which we all kind of knew was coming, but we'll talk about what we think it really could be. Plus, get in your questions, your comments, as we can get to them. We will answer them. If you want to guarantee your question off or is read on the air, answered at the time you send it, consider leaving us a super chat. It helps us continue to fund what we do here. But we're going to kick things off with what we kick things off at every week, or how we kick things off every week. And that's what you've been playing. We know what Tom's been playing, so we'll just to talk to him about it. Grant, what have you been playing, or what have you been playing with?
I mean, yeah, that's a weird question.
And you know what I'm leading into.
Yeah, I know. I do know. So, obviously, I've been moving, so I haven't had much time to play much at all. But Battlefield is a given. Dying Like the Beast, because they've, Techland have just announced a massive update. Well, not a massive update, sorry. A string of updates over an 11-week roadmap. It looks crazy. They're bringing out all these like community challenges and stuff, and New Game Plus, which I alluded to before. So that's really cool. Looking forward to that. And Battlefield is, you kind of have to right now. And I'm absolutely loving it. It's really, really good. There's a review that went up live on Inside the Game just a couple of days back. But yes, Michael, I have also been playing on the ASUS ROG Xbox Ally X. I have been playing on this. We have both been playing on our Ally X's.
So
I have the original Ally X, and I have the Xbox Ally X, and they're both great, but this is really something special. So
you've been playing on it. The first thing I did, I was telling Tom, is I took this thing apart to the bones.
Really?
That is the type of stuff I'm into. I took my screwdriver, the pry tool, and I ripped this thing apart to see how well pieces are soldered together, how well the components are installed, what you could fit in it. Like, they left room to where you could get, if you want, a double-sided SSD on the Ally X at least. So I can get a double-sided SSD and have enough space for cooling to where I can expand this to like 4 terabytes, 8 terabytes of storage if I wanted to.
A bit more in depth than I went. Jeez.
The wires, the way it's all connected, everything's just, it's not cheaply made, which is what I'm always worried about. Like, I remember I opened up my original Steam Deck and things were just loose to where it was concerning enough to where I contacted them and said, "Oh, I'm having connection issues." And they swapped it out because it was within a day after I had received it.
Wow.
And this one, I'm not too disappointed with the build quality. Like, do I still think it's worth $1,000? No. But I also don't think anything is worth $1,000.
Let's not go there. Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
Here we go.
It is like it's the most comfortable device I've ever held in my life.
It is. That's what I thought. The new shell with the grips is so nice. It's really comfortable.
Dang.
Button placement could be better.
Yeah, and for some reason they switched. So if you look at this one, right? Let me show you this, right? So on the original Ally X, right? So over here, you've got the pause button is up the top here. That's the pause button. And on the Xbox Ally X, the exact same thing. The pause button is the bottom one. So every time I try to pause, I'm pressing the top button, which opens up the Xbox library. Every single time. I just can't get used to the Switch. I don't know where they did it. I don't know what function that serves.
Phil, our good buddy Phil McCook. I can't get over the picture that he used of Phil for that too. Is the ROG Ally X an Xbox? Everything's an Xbox. Everything. This wallet tool that has a screwdriver, a ruler, a blade, everything. This is an Xbox. Everything.
There was quite a lot of discourse, wasn't there, online about people saying that it isn't an Xbox and they've kind of
it's
messed
a PC.
up on the
It's an Xbox branded PC, and I think a lot of the discourse came from in the States in Good Morning America, they had an interview where they were getting a full tour of the Xbox studio, like their printing and all that stuff, and they talked about in their voiceover on the B-roll. Not only can it play all your Xbox games, but it can play PC games too. And the wording of it, technically it can on the cloud, but you need a Game Pass subscription to do it. It's not going to play. It doesn't play like your native Xbox games. Like it just doesn't. And that's where some people are frustrated with confusion. Like, but at the end of the day, who's going to really buy this for their kid at $1,000 and not do enough research? Maybe a lot, but I don't see this is definitely like an enthusiast device where I don't see it. Adrian Foster, thank you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it. If you have a question or anything you want read, shoot it in the chat because it didn't come with anything.
Damn, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, man.
But I'm enjoying it. Plus, with a couple other components I have 2 free months of PC Game Pass, which means I can't use the cloud, which is funny enough. I don't get to stream any games over the cloud because it's only for the whatever essential, premium, and ultimate plans, not PC. So that's left out, despite them saying it's with all plans now. The messaging has been weird. The device is good. The messaging could be better.
Yeah.
Toxic. Sick, I wouldn't spend $1,000 on a ROG Ally for my kid. I'd spend $1,000 on a ROG Ally for myself.
Exactly. There you go.
It's true though, right? Like for your kid, it's a Switch.
Yeah.
That's all
Exactly. But it's a solid device. I'm still going back and forth. Like it probably will just replace my Steam Deck, and my Steam Deck will go pass down to my children because it is nice being able to bounce between Battle.net, Steam, Xbox library, PlayStation Plus. You can install and get running on there and play those games. It's nice to quickly bounce through there. And when I've had it docked, it performs way better docked than my Steam Deck has. So it's nice. I could just pop it on a monitor, mouse, and keyboard and use it there. So I have basically a portable computer if I want without having to bring a laptop.
It's amazing. Nice.
So, but you can read Grant's if you want more on how it performs with games and its general performance. Go check out Grant's review over at Insider-Gaming.
I even gave Battlefield 6 a run on it. And it was good. It was really good. Like, I think I said in the review as well, because it's got the grips and everything, and like the more tactile inputs. It just, I felt natural, right? Because I think the problem with the other handhelds is that they just don't. The form factor isn't nice for playing first-person shooters, especially ones like Battlefield and COD that require a little bit of, But it felt really good. It was nice. I was playing multiplayer on it, and just as good as I would have been playing on like PC or something. It was good.
So someone asks. Adrian, I'll get to your question from the super chat in 1 second. Someone brought up Phil. Kind of funny, said their Y button got stuck. Did that happen to us? My buttons haven't gotten stuck. What I don't like is how loud they are compared to the Steam Deck, where other handhelds I've played, they're very loud. The face buttons.
No, my buttons.
But like I don't even like a loud keyboard. I like my keyboards when I type to be silent. So
Yeah, that
Adrian with his super chat asked, with the EA deal, what does this mean for Motive Studios when developing the Iron Man game since they're on both projects? So it's tough. We'll talk about the EA because there is more pushback from a workers union on that sale. But I think with everything, like in my opinion, everything with EA is up in the air right now. Every project except major IPs that are already moneymakers, everything is up in the air. Whether it's the Iron Man game, whether it's games like why am I blanking? Mass Effect. We just don't know. Like everything is up in the air other than the pillar franchises.
Yeah, it's almost like the Ubisoft stuff going on now, right? With the deal with Tencent is that it just completely turns everything upside down, and this deal isn't going to go through if it does go through until summer next year, I believe. So there's still time yet, but we're very much in the land of unknown. But yeah, like you said, we'll get onto that later on.
AP. We've already talked about what we've been playing and what we've been doing. Tom, like I said, we'll get to during that segment, but what have you been doing? If you have something other than college football, please fill us in.
I mean, come on, man. I said I was waiting for it for such a long time. Finally got a chance to dive in. I will say this. If you are new to Battlefield, if you're coming from like the Call of Duty realm, I will say a nice transition is instead of going straight into Conquest, kind of, get your feet wet with like team deathmatch and everything, kind of play that a little bit and then slowly migrate over. Because otherwise, if you're diving right into Conquest like I did, you're freaking cooked, bro. You are absolutely cooked. I mean, you guys saw a little bit of the preview whenever we were playing, live a few months ago. I was getting absolutely smoked. And, well, it happened again. I was like, okay, you know what? Let's just start off with team deathmatch and then slowly migrate over. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So, but amazing game. Fantastic, man.
Let's use that as a segue to jump into Battlefield. Before we do, make sure you are subscribed and you like this video. It helps spread the word and tells YouTube that people like the show. Also, we have relaunched our Insider Gaming Discord. You can check that out. Link in the description below to join it. We have a lot of big plans in the works over the next 4 to 6 weeks. Also working on our annual reader survey that should be going out at the beginning of November. So that'll be where you can really help shape the future of Insider Gaming. Someone is stabbing a dog.
My dog's barking. I don't know why. I have no idea why. She just like all of a sudden just starts barking. What the hell?
What did you do, Hassan Piker?
Oh, man.
That was crazy. I went to slam my mute button as soon as she started. I was like, shit.
No, he was reaching for the shot collar, man.
Shut up.
Anyway, I've had my dog. We've had our dog for 9 years, and she's barked maybe like 3 times. She's pretty much a mute.
Yeah, but then you get your kids upstairs like hammering chairs on the floor.
Yeah, they just drag chairs. I've warned them.
Oh, yeah.
I've warned them. And when I go up there, if they're loud,
shot colors.
Dong.
Yeah, the dong, yes. Exactly. There it is.
I blasted on my phone. I blast the Undertaker's theme on my phone, and I just menacingly walk upstairs.
Oh, man.
Battlefield 6.
Yeah.
The game came out on the 10th. It is the fastest, according to EA, the fastest selling Battlefield game in franchise history. 7 million copies in less than a week. 172 million matches played. 15 million hours watched.
Man.
It is exactly what they were hoping for. Steam concurrence. It became a top 14 all-time played Steam game in terms of concurrence. And it has gotten to the point where I think it's safe to say Battlefield's back. Tom's putting the most out of everybody without question. So the floor is yours on your thoughts.
Yeah. Do you want to take any guesses of how many hours I've put into it?
Oh man.
6 days.
38.
I'm going to say 40.
We got to do it prices right style.
All right,
yes,
so Grant's 38. I don't want to get too close.
Beat the sound effect.
I wish I had the Price is Right sound effect. I got this.
Oh man, trivia! I missed
the trivia background.
Yeah.
33.
Okay, Albert.
I'm gonna be a jerk, and I'm gonna say 32.
That's a terrible answer. Why would you go one under?
Grant is the winner. I put in 42 hours.
Oh, I originally said 40, and then I changed my answer because I thought that was too high.
Oh man.
I don't think I'm at 20 yet.
goodness.
I don't think I'm at 20 yet. That's crazy.
Yeah, 40 hours. Most of that was actually during the launch weekend because, I mean, you guys know, right? I was missing.
Yeah.
You could not contact me. I was locked in.
Storytime Crime had it on the
Yeah, he said it as I literally said it. Nice.
I love it. Let's go.
So yeah, I've got a lot of hours into it. Like I said, probably did the majority on the opening weekend, probably 25, 26 hours. And then I've kind of slowed down a little bit.
Important question is, Tom, did you play the campaign?
No.
No one's played the campaign.
Ooh, yeah, that's the stat. That's the stat in Steam. I noticed that. Only what was it? Something like 8% of people have completed the campaign on Steam.
That they tell you to uninstall when you're done.
Yeah. But even for like Call of Duty, I don't really play the campaign. The only time I played the campaign Call of Duties was the year when PlayStation Network went down for like weeks. This was years ago. That's the only time. But anyway, yeah, back to Battlefield, the far superior FPS. Yeah, I'm enjoying it, man. Like, obviously, I put that amount of hours. There is some glaring issues that I hope will be addressed. And I think it's important to say that they are addressable, which is a good thing, right? Like, if you want an issue with a game, it needs to be an addressable issue that can be fixed very easily, or what I'm assuming would be easier. That is, of course, the weapon bloom, which they've already talked about and said they are fixing to some degree, so we'll have to see how that turns out. But the big one for me and the most frustrating one is just the overall progression. Not necessarily on the actual level progression, but the weapon progression is very, very slow. It needs, I consider myself like a decent player. Like, 50 to 60 kills in a conquest game is what I would expect to get.
Man, I'd expect 5 or 6 out of me.
Yeah, seriously.
You're what I call a sweat.
Yeah, sweat, yeah. But even the issue is, even at that level, like, let's just say 40 to 60 kills a game, even at that level, it's taken 5 or 6 games to unlock the next batch of attachments to make the gun even remotely different, if that makes sense. So I think because I'm doing the LMGs at the moment with a support class, because support is far superior to any other class unless you're doing vehicles and then you want to pick engineer and all that kind of stuff. So I'm doing the LMGs at the moment, and one of the LMGs, like the suppressor, was level 22. And that took, no joke, about 6 hours to get a suppressor. So for that entire time, you're located on the map when you're firing, when the icon appears above your head. Everyone can see your position, and it's just not a fun time. And, I've been playing with this guy, Jack, who might be listening, I don't know, but shout out. Beep, 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 beep. We've been playing, and he's getting frustrated as well because he's equally as good as a player, as me or whatever. And we're just finding it increasingly frustrating that for essentially 6 to 8 conquest games, which they're not Call of Duty length matches of 10 minutes. They're 20, 25, 30 minutes at a time. And when it takes 6 to 8 of those, so 3 to 4 hours of game time to then be able to unlock an attachment that actually changes how your gun feels, then there's a big issue there, in my opinion. And I think this is where, unless it's changed very quickly, that they're going to start to lose a lot of players very fast, because it just gets boring. Like, I know that there's probably people, in the Battlefield community that, I'll go back to COD and all that kind of crap. But equally, I think that the hardcore Battlefield community with their like, I don't know what you would call it, like just stupid like loyalty to the franchise, and like they feel like they're owed something because they always played Battlefield or whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but it's just this weird sentiment from certain people within the community that I actually think are going to damage the game on stuff like that. Because on one hand, let's take gun camos for example. There's a lot of discourse about that at the moment. The gun camos in the game look terrible, but then you could argue, well, that's what a gun camo should be, right? Like, it shouldn't be a flashy a flashy camo. The point of a gun camo is that it should blend in with the environment. That's the whole. But at the same time, you've got to realize that this is a video game that wants to appeal to 100 million players, and things like, I'm not saying the Call of Duty flashy camos, but a decent gold camo for a mastery weapon, for example, would go a long way in being able to appeal more to the masses and give people something to strive for, because I think that's what's missing in this game, is that there isn't really any reward for doing good. And I kind of had this thought last night when I was playing Conquest and I was running around, because I like to play the objective. That's the point of Conquest, right? People in Battlefield always say play the objective, PTFO, all that kind of stuff. But in Battlefield 6, it's not rewarding you for doing that. You're running from A to C to B to D, all around the map, probably dying a lot of times doing it because you're capping objectives, but it doesn't contribute towards your weapon XP. It only contributes to your overall XP. And the overall XP in the grand scheme of things doesn't really do anything, because all of the progression is unlocked by these completely absurd challenges that can only be achieved in Portal, which is another, weird point of people doing this, all the grinding in Portal, which, I'm not too bothered by it, but you shouldn't have to rely on Portal and wacky game mods to be able to rank up your weapons. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm enjoying it. There's things that need to be fixed, just like with all games on launch, I guess. It's not perfect. I would give it like probably an 8 out of 10 at the moment. Because of those issues. But then once those issues are complete, I do think it is like a decent 9 out of 10. I think the maps as well, there's a few maps in there that are definitely not good.
At Insider Gaming, we don't give 9s out of 10s. We don't even give 8 out of 10s. We give out of 5. Tom.
Yes. Well, I mean, I don't think it's ever... Maybe in a year's time, it will be a 5 out of 5.
Did I Ben start myself? Did I get flashbanged by something? I don't know if you guys saw that. So
I saw. Yeah, I don't know if you saw my face.
White, so I tried to adjust my my exposure, and I slid it all the way to the end, and it was just like, whoosh. Yeah.
I was like,
that'll be what's clipped and shared on social tomorrow. We'll put some sound effects over it. Flash out. What I keep seeing online now, Grant, this is coming from somebody who has not played a lick of Battlefield 6 since the beta, because I just have been playing too much. I'm dead in the middle of multiple reviews at the moment, but I keep seeing people arguing. It's that argument over they want the game made to their liking rather than to the general consensus. So you have people losing it. And in a way, I can get this argument. You have people losing it thinking EA is going to start listening to kind of what EA already does on the Madden community side of things, listening to streamers to make changes rather than the general community. And like, I think what was it yesterday? They announced they were changing the ticket system. People are upset about that. Yeah. Like, it's just we're at a point just from the outside looking in we're going to see changes by EA.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see a lot of people pissed off. Their goal is to only piss off 30% of the people as opposed to the 70% of people. So I think I think there's players that need to remember that.
Yeah, I'd like I said, with that passionate Battlefield loyal audience, though, that they're defending the most stupidest stuff, like weapon bloom. I think everyone that I know and I've spoken to are in agreement that the weapon bloom is just too much. Like,
it is. It really is.
You know, like I said, I've been using LMGs, and past 50 meters, I can literally miss half a clip. Granted, you know, I'm not doing what they say where you should be burst firing and stuff, but even so, with 50 bullets, one of them should be hitting. I know there is like an issue where
not if you've ever seen me play.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm better than you.
I mean,
but there is like a bug in the game that they have said they are going to fix. But I do think the weapon bloom, to be honest, I think weapon bloom in a FPS is the most stupidest thing anywhere. But it's that balance they've got to find, right? Because recoil is so easily learned, especially like, you know, mouse and keyboard players. And that's why they put weapon bloom in the game. But I just think it's madness. The beta build, in my opinion, was probably a lot better. The movement was better. And obviously there's all that discussion about it being too similar to Call of Duty. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, they need to figure that out. And as quickly as possible, in my opinion, because crunch time is coming up. Call of Duty seems to be trying to do everything they can, removal of skill-based matchmaking, all that kind of stuff to bring back players. And if they don't fix weapon bloom, especially progression, and it gets to the point where, like, you know, like I said, I'm kind of not winding down, but I am, you know, not playing as much. And can I see myself playing 3 to 4 hours a day for the next 3 or 4 weeks? Probably not in its current state. And the people that I've been playing with have said the same. And, you know, we are eyeing up Call of Duty now. Like, is that the next? Do you know what I mean? Like, is that the next thing? Unless, of course, the Battle Royale for Battlefield 6 comes out at the end of this month, then it might change things. But
I mean, you got their update coming too. Season 1 is on the 28th as well.
Yeah, but
game modes are coming.
Yeah, but it's the issue is that it's not enough in terms of change for the game. Like, I think they're doing it like a staggered season, so the launch day is just one map, and then a second map a few weeks later, and then another map. So even then, like, you're limited on maps and all that kind of stuff. And we don't know about this new game mode. Is it any good? They've got, I think, 3 new weapons, which by that point nobody's going to have unlocked all of the base weapons anyway, because the challenges are so obscene. So yeah, they've got a lot of fixes to do, and as quickly as possible.
I just still think, like, everybody's going with the mindset with Call of Duty. Like, well, Call of Duty is a month away at this point. I think the people, like, you're going to see obviously a jump, but I still feel like the people who are, like, it'll eventually, I think by the end of this week, settle into what you will consistently see on Steam. Like, we had the near 700 or near 800,000 players on launch day, and it's settled into averaging about 400,000 to 500,000 a day. And I think by even when Battlefield on Steam specifically, console's a different beast. But I think by the time Call of Duty launches, you're still going to see it settle into that 400,000 to 500,000 a day. I think that it'll find its nice place to where I wouldn't be too worried overall. Granted, but it's hard to predict the mind of what gamers want and what they want. Because sometimes they say they want something and then they actually get it and they don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah. No, I think it's a really good game. At the end of the day, it's a very, very good game. There's just those few little things that, I'm not a web developer. I don't know how. A game developer. I'm not familiar with how easy it is to turn the weapon progression 30-40% faster. I assume it's relatively simple, but it's one of those again, right? Like, is the data that they have reflecting what the community is saying online and all that kind of stuff? And do they themselves, as developers, even want to do it? I think that they do, but interestingly, it's probably the only things they haven't talked about yet is progression, where they've seemingly addressed everything else, like weapon bloom and bugs and all that kind of stuff. So, I don't think 400,000-500,000 is going to be the norm. I think it'll be a couple of 100,000, and then we'll probably see another uptick over Christmas or whatever. But I think it's in a good position.
I don't know how fussed I am about the progression thing though, because like I'm one of them people where I literally on Amazon have just ordered acoustic wall panels. I'm one of the people who sees people like, oh, they get their new Call of Duty comes out, and then like 3 days later, they're like, oh, I've got max camos, Have got Damascus, whatever, I've got this, that, and then there's the same people that like 2 weeks later, they're like, oh, it's dead, there's nothing to do, there's no point playing it. I've so like I think the longevity of it's not such a bad thing, because
Kind of where I sit.
They design these games to be around for a while, especially Battlefield now. If they don't go the route of being an annual release, then it's going to be around for a bit, right? So I'm like, do I need to be leveling up to getting like max mastery on every weapon within a week? Like, probably not. It gives me something to aim for. As I'll get one gun done and then I'll move on to something else, and before you know it, it's like a month and I'm still playing.
Yeah, I mean, the counter argument to that, though, right, is how much time do you want to put into the game for a start? Because if you're someone who is, I don't know what the average amount of time on games is for an average person, but let's say 1.5 hours a day. That's only 2 or 3 conquest games. Yeah. And that then means that you're playing 3 to 4 days non-stop with a brand new weapon without getting any attachments on it to make it even slightly different or better. Because the thing that I like about Call of Duty's progression is you very quickly start to, after each game, you can then put on fast mags, which makes it reload faster. Then you put a suppressor on, and like after every single game, you're getting the reward of kind of doing good in the previous game where, oh yeah, I've just ranked it up 3 weapon levels. Now I get, a suppressor or whatever. Whereas with Battlefield, it's not like that, and instead it's literally, because I'm literally doing an LMG right now, and I was on level 13 to level 22, I think it was, which was literally 4 hours of game time. I could not put on a single different attachment that would change the stats of the weapon. And although that you could argue, oh, well, Tom, you could just easily change weapon or whatever, then you still having the same issue.
Weapon,
yeah. Like you know the feeling, right? Like every time somebody puts a new weapon on, that that first kill or that first double kill or that first quad feed, and it feels really good in your hands, and then you're like, right, this is now my weapon. I know you've probably never seen a quad feed, Mike, but
nope. I've had a triple. That's as high as I've gone.
But so like, players like me and Grant, we're like, I just put on this new weapon and got a 5-man feed. Yeah. And then you kind of get like this, it's almost like psychology, right? Where it's like, right, this is now the weapon for me. I want to get all the best shit for this.
Oh yeah, but then you get all the YouTubers and stuff being like, oh my god, this one attachment turns your gun into a laser beam, and stuff like that, man. And everyone's grinding to get that one attachment, and then I don't like that, man. Meta, what's the meta, bro? What's the meta?
I hate that, and I hate meta. I've gone
what
on
is
that
it, man?
before.
Tom, come on, man. What's the meta?
The meta, I mean, this is another thing with, but no, this is the other thing with Battlefield is that the gun names are shockingly shit.
They're not
Yeah, it's just, I don't remember them. Yeah, it's just a letter and then 12 numbers attached to it, and it's like
the M4A1 called the M4A1.
I think that's like one of the only guns that are actually, like one of the ones that I'm using now. I think is like the L112 NBA 2K or something.
NBA 2K. I caught that. That's hilarious. Yeah.
But it's a really fast rate LMG. It's really good, but again, it's taking me freaking ages to rank it up. But I am one of those players who, you know, when I did play Call of Duty, I wanted to be the first in the world to get gold, first in the world to get diamond. 1 year, I think it was Black Ops 3, I was the first in the world to get dark matter on, you know, all of the guns. But now it's like, I don't know, it's maybe I'm just old. Maybe that's just the answer to all of this.
I swear you're not even over 30 years of age yet.
Well,
technically he is. Technically.
Yeah.
Technically. Anyway, we got to move on from Battlefield talk to more EA talk. This is a quick one, though. EA is due to be sold. We kind of talked about it and what it means. But now we are having video game unions come out and put out statements on behalf of EA workers. The Communication Workers of America, specifically the United Video Game Workers, CWA Local 9433, says that employees at EA weren't properly represented during sale negotiations, and now there is a worry, which we kind of all see the writing on the wall, of company layoffs when the sale happens. They say that the group in this $55 billion deal will, quote, further concentrate power and wealth into the hands of a few gatekeepers while doing nothing to address the concerns of players and workers. EA is not a struggling company. With annual revenues reaching $7.5 billion and $1 billion in profit each year, EA is one of the largest video game developers and publishers in the world. Yet, we the very people who will be jeopardized as a result of this deal were not represented at all when the buyout was negotiated or discussed. They say that if any layoffs take place or studios close, it's because of a choice to do so and not something done out of necessity. And they've even launched a petition to get the U.S. Federal Trade Commission to look more into the deal and see if it should even be allowed. To me, it's good. Put out the statement, put out the petition. I don't see anything other than a drastic political turmoil stopping this deal from going through.
Has a petition ever done anything?
It's helped with the stop killing games so far. Like, that's at least going to get in front of government.
Yeah, but
But this petition, I don't believe in anything because, again, the parties involved are involved in a specific way to make sure it gets by regulators. Jesus.
Regulators.
Great song.
Yeah, right?
Great song. I think it's exactly what we said last week, right? Is that this is going to lead to layoffs. But again, like the issue is that if this doesn't happen, like it's blocked or whatever, then EA could just lay off people. Like it doesn't protect anyone anywhere. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just the reality of these businesses. It's got to quite an unsustainable level, I think is safe to say. I think we've seen the fallout of it over the past couple of years. And unfortunately, the green number for publicly traded businesses always needs to go up. The percentages always need to go up. And if not, then there's layoffs for the next year, and then it needs to go up again. But there's also, I think, wasn't there some Congress people flagging up the deal because of security issues and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, you had
security
Elizabeth
issues.
Warren.
There's issues. I mean, there's a lot of people with the issues with them taking on $20 billion in debt to fund this deal. That's the biggest concern a lot of people have. It's like you're taking on debt that EA currently doesn't have.
Right.
And then you're going to be looking at getting out from under that debt, a high interest loan, basically, as quick as possible. And it seems like you say, deal doesn't go through, they can lay off people anyway. But would the layoffs be less than what they shaping up to be. Like we have the point. Someone brought it up. Fuzzy Muffin in the chat. Glenn Schofield, the creator of Dead Space, said he was making calls about trying to get another company to pick up the rights to the IP for Dead Space. And that's something, I mean, I have a feeling we'll see. This new EA will probably try and sell off the IPs that have some value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bloober Team would be very good for Dead Space, I think.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a very good. Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't think there's much else to say, to be honest. We just have to wait and see, right? Like, it's not in our hands, and we don't have all the answers. But
speaking of interesting, a reminder: leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, share it, subscribe to the Insider Gaming newsletter. It goes out every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Insider-gaming.com/subscribe. Tom's favorite person and favorite company is back in the news as Ubisoft is back not for layoffs, but for a departure as the head of Assassin's Creed, Mark Alexis Côté is leaving Ubisoft after 20 years with the company.
Wow.
He was offered a position of leadership with this new subsidiary known as Vantage Studios. You know why it's called Vantage Studios, by the way? Because they take advantage of their consumers with poor product.
Oh, man.
But Côté is leaving Ubisoft, and it, based on the way it was worded, he was offered a position. He had different views for how this company should run and what they should do moving forward. He didn't like what the current co-runners, including Tom. You want to say his name? How do you pronounce it?
Who?
The guy's son. Whose son is running it? Yves?
Yves Guillemot.
Yes. Yves Guillemot.
Every time. Yves.
His son running the company, running the new subsidiary. The way it sounded to me and read to me is Côté probably thought he was in line for that job, didn't get it, and they're like, well, we'll keep you on an executive, but you're still going to answer to us. And he said, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, I mean, it's a massive departure. He's led SE for, like you said, 20 years.
Industry vet.
Yeah, like, I don't know what this means now, like, in terms of Assassin's Creed. Obviously, they have a shit ton of projects in the pipeline. Last week, we did talk about the cancellation of Project Scarlet. And, you know, even with that cancellation, there still are 9 Assassin's Creed games planned in various stages of development. Interestingly enough, I did learn earlier this week that Ubisoft Montreal does actually have a new project in development now that has just recently been greenlit, which is going to, I can't say what the project is, but it's going to have a lot of apparently really high-end actors on it, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, I don't know what this means for Assassin's Creed. Even with the subsidiary, there was going to be a lot of changes, and now I think there's going to be even more changes because he's left because his vision doesn't align right. So I think we're probably going to see even more cancellations. I think like the Black Flag remake is safe because that's just an easy win for them. The other remake in development is probably not going to get cancelled because I think that's an easy win. Assassin's Creed Hexe seems to be an easy win, but anything past that point is probably all up in the air now. So I don't know.
What about their Fall Guys game?
Well, I was thinking about that because I know that is pretty much done now, but it's one of them, right? Like if they as in Vantage Studios or whatever it's called, sees that as a risk to the Assassin's Creed brand. Grant,
Side note, thank you. I love how invested Grant is in this conversation that we can hear tape measures.
It looks like he was making a measurement with some
You got
tape
Tim
measures.
the Toolman Taylor Hill.
He's like, all right, let's look.
I have the idea
it looks like about 17 centimeters here. You know what I mean?
Like idea in my head. I had to, before I forgot to do this thing, I had to do this thing. Now I'm done.
Wow.
Otherwise, it'd bug the hell out of me. It'd bug the hell out of me. Knowing that I've got
So instead, he wants to just throw the flow of the show right off the rails.
That can be a little Grant bit. Like next week, he just gets up out of his chair. There's a fucking table saw in the background, and he's like putting wood and
start doing carpentry. Yes, just start sawing. Yeah, Mike. Yeah.
Fucking welding something in the background.
He's gonna be chainsawing.
But yeah, as I was saying before, I was interrupted by a tape measure. Yeah, a lot of things are up in the air now. Like, if they see Invictus as a risk to the brand, because let's be honest, I don't think it's going to do well, right? It's going to appeal to that hardcore audience. It's probably going to do 1,000 players on Steam, and then that's it. And I don't think they want to taint the brand any more than what's already been done. So I don't know, man. It's a bit of an interesting one, to be honest.
Do you see him maybe like starting, his own studio perhaps? I mean, 20 years in the industry is a long time, right? Do you see something like that maybe?
Oh, I gotta think he's gonna be a hot commodity.
Yeah.
He'll get picked up somewhere. Or he will just start his own studio. I think we are in this weird position in the industry at the moment, is that a lot of like these veterans like that are, trying to find funding for their own studios a lot more than what I think we've ever seen. There's a lot of, EA veterans and Activision veterans on projects that I know about that are actively seeking investment. And I imagine that's where he will probably end up. Or, there might just be some kind of, I don't know, like some kind of Assassin's Creed-esque stealthy game or something like that where he's just picked up and sniped by another company. But I don't think he's done. I don't think he's that old, right? Like, he looks 45, 50, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. I feel like he's around that.
Mm-hmm.
I know he started in Ubisoft in 2005, and before that he was an intern at a research firm. So yeah, he's been in the industry for 20 years, and he started as just a software engineer. So it's one of those, like, he's gonna be picked up somewhere. And Coxman asks, and there's a lot of Ubisoft questions. Does Vantage Studio has any effect on development of games like Ghost Recon The Division? No. Vantage Studios is handling Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Siege, and what was the other franchise?
Far Cry.
Yeah. Far Cry. Okay.
So it won't affect those particular projects directly, but there is going to be some fallout from it, because the way that Ubisoft works is, I know that I think it was 5 teams that was announced, right, to be moving over to this new venture, is that some people from those teams would still work on other projects, because it isn't like, hey, Ubisoft Montreal, you're working on Assassin's Creed and that's it. Like, it doesn't work like that. It's all about like resource allocation and stuff. So they've got different teams in Ubisoft Montreal that would work on Far Cry and Ghost Recon, because maybe someone on the team knows about the engine that they're working on and all that kind of stuff. So it's very like collaborative like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know to the extent of how all of that's going to change. Like, if they are fully spinning it off, right? Like, right, you are now no longer able to speak to anyone at Ubisoft. But I don't know how in depth that's working. But yeah, I mean, the Division 3, right, we're talking probably 2030, I would imagine, anyway, to be honest.
That's the big thing, like, if it happens. And I'm at the point of maybe it doesn't, though. They came back to the Division 2, and that's still going strong. Good on that team. But
Heartland, man, they fumbled on that. They absolutely fumbled on that because they're like Project Scout at the moment that's in development. I've heard is absolute trash. It's basically like a rip-off of Apex Legends. It feels worse, it looks worse, and it's just horrible. And Heartland was pretty much done, and they just didn't decide to fire on it, which is very unfortunate. So I don't know. Like they're still in Ubisoft is still very much in trouble, in my opinion.
But they just released their game of the year last week. Just Dance. No.
Nope.
Okay. Greatest game ever. greatest game of all.
So can we get a Just Dance stream from you, Mike?
If someone buys me the game, of course. I ain't giving them my money for that garbage. The last Just Dance game I bought was one for the original Wii when I was in high school.
Wow.
And that was
We'll hold you to that then.
Someone buys it for me, I will do a stream. And I'll let people pick the songs I make a fool of myself out to by donating super chats. And if no one does it, then the stream ends. Boom. So there we go.
Oh, I'm just going to be donating $5 at a time. For like
yeah.
Do this, but it has to go to me.
Okay, all right. I've been swindled.
Yep. Yeah.
Moving on from Ubisoft. Halo. We got some big. We are a little over a week away from what should be a big day for the Halo franchise. Halo World Championships is coming up October 24th and 25th. And Halo Studios has already promised some major news and updates and a deep dive. And now we have the voice actor of Master Chief, Steve Downs, teasing it in a post on social media saying, quote, big news a coming. And obviously all signs, it's not the biggest story in the world, but it's one worth talking about because all signs point to finally getting the curtain pulled back on this Halo, has to be this Halo CE remake that people are saying is a full-on remake of the game, kind of in the way that the Resident Evil 2, 3, and remakes were done, and not just a simple remaster. And I feel like they teased multiple projects. So in my mind, we're going to get this, and I hope we finally get a first tease at the next mainline Halo game. But I really hope we do. But I feel like I'm setting myself up for disappointment if that's the case. AP, what are you thinking on that one?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be a thing. I mean, look, we've been talking about it for quite some time. I mean, that's one that I think a lot of folks are really looking forward to. What's the studio that's looking to potentially do it? Was it maybe...
Was it a Virtuous thing?
Was it Virtuous? Yeah. Okay. I mean, we've seen what great of a job they've done on a lot of remakes over the past couple years. Metal Gear Solid Delta, for example. I mean, they did a great job with that. I feel like they would be perfect to go ahead and take a look and remake Halo. That would be phenomenal.
I mean, we know it's happening. That's the thing. We know it's absolutely happening. Fuzzy with a great comment. God, I hate you. He said, P.S. big news are coming, meaning it's coming to PlayStation.
Oh.
That would be a great way to tease it.
That would be,
PS, like you would in a message, but the PS was actually for PlayStation. Like it feels like only a matter of time before we get.
That's smart.
That's very clever, man.
Yeah.
Do I think a voice actor, no offense to him, is clever enough to do that? No.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's clever enough to throw that in.
You're gonna make an enemy of Master Chief, guy.
Let him. What's he gonna do? He ain't gonna do. I watched that stupid show. He ain't gonna do nothing. God, that show was so bad. Had so much potential. The Halo show was terrible.
Never saw it.
I've never seen it. Did they just like not follow the?
They didn't follow anything.
Dude, if they would have done that, it probably would have been fire.
It was loosely inspired and awful. But I just
man.
Like the people bringing up Halo and Unreal Engine, that is what I'm super interested to see because we know they moved the series to Unreal Engine, their project. So this remake, if it's truly a true remake and it's built from the ground up, it's going to be an Unreal Engine.
Oh yeah.
Isn't the rumor that it's like half and half with another engine or something, like a weird hybrid?
Yeah,
I can't remember the name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Was it Rebs
I
saying
think
that?
it was Rebs who said he was told that. And it's one of those things of Rebs is like the information's good, but how accurate has he been? I don't know. What has me worried is the report from last week of Glenn Israel leaving, the former art director at 343, now known as Halo Studios. And his message kind of was like
mysterious.
really ominous. I'm
Yeah,
gonna quote it.
Yeah.
As of today, after 17 long years, I'm officially no longer contributing to the Halo universe. There's little more I can say for the moment, though I intend to share this particular story in its entirety when it is absolutely safe to do so next year. In the meantime, I have a message for anyone and everyone who needs to hear it. I know that the state of our industry seems dire, but never forget that you are, quote, free to choose. No illusion of security, no promise of wealth or fame or power is worth trading away your health, your dignity, your ethics, or values. And no one can force you to. Stay strong, take evidence when necessary, and find where you belong. As always, I'll be here if you need to talk. Does that not sound ominous to
that
what
evidence bit is pretty telling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is a difficult one because I've heard rumors for the past couple of years from that. Obviously, they've had, several leadership changes. I've even posted a few times, right? Like I am currently investigating that studio. So I don't know. It's very interesting that he's put that. And we'll just have to wait and see until it. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see until that stuff comes out. I just don't have enough verification of the stuff that I've heard to say anymore. But let's just say that I've heard similar kind of cryptic messages from various other people. So we'll just have to wait and see. I don't know. It doesn't bode well, does it?
No, not at all.
No, but it's also, I don't want to say it's just sour grapes because I've been on that end where then you leave and I just like, I'm going to scorch earth. I'm taking everybody down with me. And then it's just a case of, now you kind of had what's coming, or it's just a business decision. And so is it a case of just bitterness and then using the time? But chances are, I mean, Grant, you covered it in the story. He's likely under some sort of NDA. Yeah. You can't talk about, but even when that ends, how much is he going to actually be able to talk about?
It's one of them, right? Like you'll hear this a lot from people in the industry. Our industry, in the grand scheme of things, is very small.
Yeah,
and everyone speaks to each other, right? The issue that he now has is he gonna get this out there on the record with him saying it, or is he going to go down the route of speaking to a journalist who then needs to go out and do investigations and get verification, get comment from Halo and Microsoft and all that kind of stuff? But he's kind of shot himself in the foot in the sense that he said that he can't say anything until next year. So if something does come out next year that he doesn't say himself, then it's kind of a bit like, well, we've kind of got that now, Yeah. But from what he's saying, it sounds like he does want to basically go on the record, but that could indicate that he might be done with the industry in general. But it just depends on what it is, right?
Let's put it this way. If someone finds out about it, I bet they could reach out to him to corroborate.
Yeah.
It's just one of those, like, yeah. But I know I said it like a year ago that within 5 years, Halo will be bigger than Call of Duty again. And I'm going to stupidly stick by it, but that doesn't make me confident that it'll happen.
Let's be honest. No one was confident in you saying
that. No one. No one. I don't even know if I was truly confident, but I'm there. Got to root for the underdog.
Got to hang on to it, man. Yeah.
Because the Halo Master Chief Collection, I'll still go back to time and time again. And man, the old Halo games were so fun.
Yeah, man. Oh, good times.
Now I'm depressed. But as we start to wind down here on Insider Gaming Weekly, a reminder, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. If you do one or the other, that helps too. Subscriptions help more. But we'll take both. But we know the data. I know the data. Data shows if you give a call to action, not both things get done. They'll choose one. So the path of least resistance is just hitting that subscribe button.
Choose wisely.
Yeah, let's get to 10,000 subscribers
by the end of the year. By the end of the year, that's the goal. 10K on this channel, and we'll keep it. I'll do something special. I will
just dance
10,000 subscribers. I will do the Just Dance stream.
Oh, there.
There
Look
we
at that.
go.
Okay.
I'm gonna find
10,000
websites.
10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I will do the stream, which seems pretty. The way we're going seems. What have I done to myself? Like this will be the Christmas week stream.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
No show on Christmas week. Instead, I will be dancing terribly on the Switch, so I have the controllers and everything.
So I'm doing a live stream someday. I want to hear your favorite whiskey slurp. Yeah, I need to bring back the whiskey slurps. That was my signature, man.
Shave my head at 10,000. Done. I'll go bald. I'll shave my hair. Speaking of that, real quick aside. Today, my 4-year-old told me I'm not pretty.
Oh, man.
And the reason I'm not pretty is because only people with hair can be pretty.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
man.
Right through the chest.
Say the darndest things.
Right through the chest. Like, I'm like, so mommy's pretty? Yeah. You're pretty? Yeah. Your brother's pretty? Yeah. Daddy, you don't have hair. Thanks. This is what I deal with.
Man.
This is what I deal with on a daily basis. I get bullied by my children.
Don't we all?
They're brutal. They're brutal.
Man, that's rough.
I know AP's kids are already in their 40s.
I can imagine you now just...
Not by your children, Mike. Let me be clear. We all don't get bullied by your children. We get bullied by our own children.
I gave my kids your contact information. They're the ones sending... They're cyberbullying. They're just sending messages. You'll never be good enough. Like...
Show your face, you loser.
Oh, that seemed a bit personal from you.
Oh no, Jesus. You've seen his face.
I know, that's what I mean. Like, how can it be personal?
Do we want to subject the audience to that?
I've got a feeling Albert won't be on the podcast next week.
Oh no, what have I done?
I see questions in the chat. Any news on Uncharted 5 or Hogwarts Legacy 2? There's nothing that we can talk about or anything. GTA 6, it's supposedly still coming in May. We are a month away from the next 2K earnings report. We are a month away from earnings report.
Why are you using that donut thing to like emphasize your sentences?
I don't know.
Going in May.
I don't know. I usually use a pencil and I can't find it. So I got to do.
And that's your thing from now on. Is like each week just have a random object.
One day I'll just have a cone.
Have a banana or something.
Yeah. I'm just gonna different object. It's like next week. What do I got?
Why don't you have a tape measure and then you can point it and then like Grant can pretend that it hits him in the eye?
It's on the bench over there. I don't want to go get it,
okay.
But it's literally on the workbench right there behind the computer. With that. It's time to start saying goodbye. I love how we end these shows. Everything just falls apart.
We should break down.
Always.
I mean, it's late for you guys. It's close to dinner time for me, so I start to get really hungry.
Mm-hmm.
But a reminder, you can follow us on social media at Insider Gaming IG on Twitter, at insider-gaming.com on Blue Sky. We are also on the TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram. Every day around 4 p.m. is Insider Today. We have a short form over on the website, on social media, everywhere with AP hosting. And then we have myself and AP kind of balancing out along with our guest narrator, the full version of the daily recap you need to know, Insider Today, on our YouTube channel. That is also available. So turn your notifications on the YouTube if you're a subscriber, and you will never miss an episode of that. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays. You can find me at Mike Star Media on social media. Grant at Newcov _ AP at the Weekly Wrap Up. Tom, look for the snowmobile. And AP, without further ado, it's your turn to take it away.
Another awesome show in the books. Thank you guys so much for the continued support. Go ahead and subscribe. Smash the like button. Smash the hype button if you have any hype points available. That really helps out too. Gets up on the hype leaderboard, if you will, something new that YouTube is utilizing there. But with that said, for Mike, Grant, and Tom, I am, of course, your host with the most A to the P, Albert Perkins, and we will see you on the inside.